What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today is day 6 of all Imperial Beer Theme Month here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today, once again, comes from Jack's Abbey Craft Lagers, and they are out of Framingham, Massachusetts, and this is their Gingerbread Framinghammer, the 2024 release. So this is a Baltic Porter, and on the side of the label it says Baltic Porter brewed with cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and cloves. It comes in at 9% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. And this can is approximately 2 months old. And I want to give a huge thanks, shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Rick, for this beer. So huge thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he sent my way. And he sent me a lot of cool beer, including all 4 variants from Jack's Abbey, their Pastry Porter variety pack. So they made a bunch of pastry-esque versions of Framinghammer and put it in a variety pack. And those 4 variants are the gingerbread, the fudge brownie, tiramisu, and salted caramel. And I'm going to review them in order of what I think my least favorite are going to be to my most favorite. So I'm going with the gingerbread first because I like gingerbread cookies. I like gingerbread beers, but fudge brownie sounds fantastic. Tiramisu sounds fantastic. And salted caramel is my jam. So this is my least favorite in terms of how they sound, but they could be delicious. So on the side of the label here, it says luxurious lager brewed with lactose. So they didn't mention it over here, but lactose, roasted malts, and a step infusion mash. It says savor the decadence of gingerbread Framinghammer, an Imperial Baltic Porter that's pure dessert indulgence. This lager is a luxurious blend of cozy spices and sweetness, recreating a holiday favorite in liquid form. Immerse yourself in the opulence of flavors and elevate your lager experience. Natural carbonated. Let me just settle down, Jack's Abbey. We're going to crack this open. I'm going to pour all of these into this Trillium Brewing Company glass just to keep it consistent. Now, I know Rick has had all of these, hence why he sent them my way. I'm pretty sure he bought the variety pack. And I'm so happy that he did send me a can of each of these because I was tempted to buy the variety pack. However, the price point, in addition to the fact that I don't need 12 Imperial beers when I have a bunch, and I'm doing the whole Imperial Beer Theme Month in January 2025. So the fact that he sent me one of each of them, I can't thank him enough because I was looking for each of them. If I could have bought singles, I would have. I haven't found them to date. So thank you very much, Rick. I do appreciate it. So we're going to pour it into the Trillium glass here. I'm going to try to go a little aggressive because I do want a decent head out of this. Now remember, Baltic Porters, lagers. So I'm hoping for like a more drink. I fucked up this pour. You know what? I wanted to go aggressive because a lot of times with big ABV beers, you just can't get the head that you're looking for. And so I went a little crazy, and the head's here. So what does that look like? A terrible pour, mostly. At least I didn't spill any of it. But yeah, it has this really nice dark brown character. Again, more cola root beer. I say that a lot, but it's the truth. 3 fingers of this Nitro Westcat. I mean, this is super creamy looking. There's even like, you won't see it on my camera. Once I get my new camera, you might be able to see it a little bit better. But there's like foam at the top that kind of reminds me of like hot chocolate that you get like when you are done brewing the hot chocolate or making the hot chocolate. It just forms in that middle, has a little bubbles and stuff. A lot of times marshmallows if you're having it. But yeah, it looks fantastic. Like, it looks fantastic. Despite the terrible pour, this beer looks immaculate in the glass. So yeah, anyway, let's get a nose. Excuse me. Wow. Okay. So a lot of times with gingerbread beers, but let's just say like winter warmers or like winter ales that use mulling spices or holiday spices or baking spices, a lot of times they smell similar to like a pumpkin beer, right? Because a lot of pumpkin beers try to emulate pumpkin pie, which has a lot of the same spices. They intertwine: cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cloves, allspice. They kind of cross over. This, however, smells like straight up gingerbread. Wow, this smells so good. Holy crap, I may have fucked up by reviewing this first. It smells like someone took a gingerbread or a molasses cookie and just somehow imparted it into a 9% Baltic Porter. Yeah, so outside of that, this smells like a straight up fucking gingerbread. Like, this smells like a cookie. There's like a very deeply kind of like toasted into roasty kind of like brown bread. or again, like a doughy kind of cookie. Like it just has like a cookie vibe to it. Like it has a malty cookie vibe. There's a little bit of chocolate, a touch of like a coffee roast, but this just smells like someone fucking took a molasses cookie or a gingerbread cookie, put it into a beer, and here you are. It is. I'll say this is 2 months old. I don't know how intense these spices were fresh. I'm not bullshitting you. This is 100% like, come to beer for honest review, or come to Beer Patrol for honest reviews, and I always try to deliver. Whether or not the feedback is bad, or I always got to be honest. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to say, hey, this tastes great when it doesn't, or this is horrible when it isn't. This is perhaps the most intensely spiced beer I've had in a very, very long time. Soon as you bring it up to the nose, it is just pure on an assault of nutmeg, ginger, and cinnamon with a little bit of that clove kind of in the background. I'm not going to sit here and try to break it down. It smells like someone took a gingerbread cookie or molasses cookie, threw it into a 9% Imperial dark beer, and here we are. I'm ready to get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Rick. It's fucking delicious. I should have bought that variety pack. I think my dad would love this. I don't know, because my dad, I got him into craft beer many years ago, and he started out liking like fruit beers, and then he morphed into, oh man, I'll try out that Imperial Stout or that barrel aged beer, whatever. And then he went back to liking fruit beers. Like right now, he was so happy at Wegmans. They're putting on all the Genesee black cherry vanilla Keller beer. Like all of them are price cut. They're like $7.99, $6.99 for a 12-pack. He bought an entire 12-pack of that because he loves that beer. So he still likes the fruity beers, and he likes that quite a bit. He likes like the wheat beers, like cherry wheats and blueberry wheats. But I think if I gave him a taste of this, he would love it. He would absolutely love it. I might have to buy a single if I can find it, or maybe the variety pack. This is outstanding for a gingerbread. I am so shocked. And this is coming off of the review you're going to see yesterday, which is Bourbon County brand Midnight Orange Stout, which is their like basically chocolate orange or orange chocolate bourbon barrel aged stout. I was shocked that the orange was still like prevalent, and it would still taste like a Terry's chocolate orange bar in bourbon barrel aged form. I'm shocked at how delicious this beer is. This is absolutely absurdly delicious. For those of you who don't like spices, pumpkin beers, winter warmers, stay away from this one. This is not your jam. But if you love molasses cookies and gingerbread cookies, and you like Baltic porters or any kind of imperialized porter, like seek this out. This might be the quickest review ever and the longest review at the same time. I don't know how that is, because I'm just bullshitting and yapping. But anyway, body on this one. It's Baltic Porter, bit thin. It's a lager. It's 9%. It's a Baltic Porter. I'm not expecting a huge, big, viscous kind of body. It's like higher side of medium at best. That doesn't impede the drinkability at all. It actually enhances it. But if you're looking for like a rich, like super decadent, kind of thick, chewy beer, this is not it. But when I poured it out, I kind of knew it. And it's 9%. It's a Baltic Porter. I figured as much. So I'm okay with it, although some people might be disappointed. Mouthfeel, moderate carbonation. It's smooth, pretty creamy on the palate. Yeah, so mouthfeel is better than the body, but the body is also, I think, appropriate for, I mean, the glass lacing is immaculate, but it also looks like a nitro head. Like, it's crazy. Here's where Joe from Joe's Arcade comes in and says, hashtag no way, Jose, because there's lactose in here. The beauty about this is not overly sweet. Like, it's decadent, it's rich, it's a pastry beer, but I don't taste the lactose. This is not sickly sweet. It's not cloying. So I don't know what the lactose is bringing. A lot of times body, a lot of times mouthfeel, a lot of times sweetness, a lot of times all of that stuff. But you know, I could do without the lactose. But anyway, back to the beer. Right up front to back, it's again, nutmeg in order for me. Nutmeg, ginger, cinnamon, with cloves kind of accentuating those spice characters. It's front to back. It drinks like a liquefied, I would say more of a molasses cookie. You could say a gingerbread cookie, whatever the case may be. It definitely has the holiday vibes down pat. It has this underlying kind of like slightly roasted malt quality, a little bit of chocolate, like a bittering chocolate, like 40-50% cacao bar, so not real sweet. No coffee to speak of, no caramelized sugars, none of that stuff. It's just, again, whatever it would be in a gingerbread or a molasses cookie, that's kind of what I'm tasting. It finishes with a firm, like a bone dry finish. Mildly bitter, not a lot of bitterness going on, but that dryness really does help a lot. If not for that dryness, this would be cloying. This would be too intense. This would be too sweet. It would be kind of one and done. Maybe split this can with somebody. I'm going to drink the rest of this. I'm going to love every second of it. Because it's a Baltic Porter, it does have this, I guess that's kind of what I'm thinking is like, it doesn't have all that like richness and everything that you expect out of, like, this was just an Imperial Porter, not a Baltic Porter. There is this clean essence to this beer, but also this crisp kind of quality on the finish that reminds me of a lager. But you look at this beer, you smell it, and then you taste it, and you don't think lager, but it is a lager. And I can see that now, like sitting here and breaking it apart and tearing it down. Like, yeah, it's definitely a lager. I think I made a boo-boo here and fucked up pretty significantly because I, again, am reviewing these in order of least to most favorite. And I thought, all right, put gingerbread at the first half, or the first beer. I like tiramisu beers, like, especially if they nail them. I love that coffee and, you know, just decadent kind of like chocolate character and the vanilla and, you know, everything you get in tiramisu, like there's the cakiness. I thought that would be nice. I'm going to review that next. Then give me the fudge brownie. I love brownies. I'm a brownie dude. I'm fat. I love brownies. It is what it is. I thought that'd be number 3. And then number 4, salted caramel. If there's one thing that I like in this world when it comes to sweets, it's anything that is both sweet and salty. And if you're going with salted caramel, you cannot lose, at least for me. So that's going to be the last one I review. This, I have a feeling, is going to be probably at the top of the list or close to it when I'm done. I don't know. That's why we drink these beers. This is phenomenal. I don't remember what Rick said about each individual one. I just remember seeing the untapped checked-ins, and I think most of them got like a 4.25 or higher from him, which is why I think he sent me a can of each. And I see now, if this is the quality that, like, listen, Jack's Abbey makes absolutely amazing beers, all lagers. And this is up there with one of the best Framinghammers I've had, whether it's a barrel-aged Framinghammer or just an adjuncted one or the base. Like, this is, one more sip. I will say it is rich and decadent. It is lean sweet. This is like 60-40 sweetness to dryness, maybe 65-35. But again, the hero of this beer, shout out to Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews, that the hero of this beer is that dryness. Without that dryness, this is a cloying, sickly sweet. I want 4 to 6 ounces of this. With that dryness, I drink the can and I'm satiated and I'm happy. So one more sip and we'll lock in a rating. It delivers. It delivers on the ginger. This is called gingerbread. It tastes like a gingerbread cookie. It has all the spices you want. This tastes like the freshest. If somebody gave me this and said this is a Imperial Pumpkin Porter, I'd be like, yeah, damn right it is, but the ginger's kind of heavy. Yeah. Gingerbread Framinghammer, the 2024 release from Jack's Abbey. For what it is a 5 out of 5. For my own personal preference, it's a high 4.5. It's a 4.6. Every fucking beer is going to get crazy high scores from me, I guess, this month because everything's just amazing at this point. I don't know. Like the last 3 or 4 beers have just been outstanding. Like, they've been just so fun to drink. They're delicious. I don't know what to tell you. Pick up this Pastry Porter pack just for this beer. If you see a single of this and you like gingerbread or you like pumpkin or like winter warmers, grab this instantly, please. All right, price point availability. Here's why I didn't buy the variety pack. It's 12 beers. They're all 9%. They're all adjuncted. They're pastries, beers. So I'm expecting it to be expensive, and it is. In my neck of the woods, around $30 a 4-pack, or a 12-pack. Now you sit there and go, well, that's like $2.50 a can. It is, but it's $30 for a variety pack. I don't need to have 12 to 9% beers in my possession. So I think value-wise, it's actually great. For like, if you sold me this for less than $3 a can, I would buy it every single time. However, the fact that you can only get in a variety pack sucks. Some places will, break them up. Like Wegmans is probably the place I'll start looking at, the grocery store, because they might break up some of these and throw them in their mix of 6-pack. But it's a great price point. It's just, I couldn't buy the entire thing. I couldn't. So huge thanks once again to Rick to send me one of each. I think that's awesome. And availability, wherever you see Jack's Abbey, you probably see the variety pack. Maybe you don't. Be on the lookout for it. If you haven't, they released this one back, I think, in November. I've seen it on the shelf over the past couple of weeks. So, if you get Jack's Abbey stuff, be on the lookout. And again, I haven't had the other 3 yet, but this is, so Gingerbread Framinghammer is exactly what this is. It's a Baltic Porter. It tastes like a gingerbread cookie or a molasses cookie, and you can't go wrong. That's where I would leave you. If you've had this one before, Post in the comment section. I think they released a barrel-aged variant of this years ago. I remember them releasing a gingerbread something. Maybe it was this beer originally as well. I don't know. But I never had it. So I can't believe how good this is. I'm again, a shock. Back-to-back days in which I'm shocked. I am. So I'm going to shut this one down. 9%, like I said, it drinks more like a lager. There is a warming into my chest and my stomach, nothing on the palate. So I know this is an Imperial beer. Would I guess 9? Probably 8 to 9 for sure. But the drinkability is not impeded by any kind of alcohol astringency. Astringent. I'm going to get hammered. Take another sip so I can get more hammered. It's not impeded by an alcohol astringency, I was saying. And yeah, it's a very interesting beer, but in the best way possible. So thanks again to Rick. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Check back tomorrow for another all Imperial Beer Theme Month beer. We got a special one that I've been wanting to try or wanting to revisit for many years, and we're going to do that to the next one. Cheers.